Sunday night at Rideau Carleton Raceway saw a strong 10-race card. Woody Cat is still in the pocket. Opulent Dragon is dropping back after that first overbid, looking for room up the inside. Perfect Dalliance, the stretch looms ahead, and it's Stardog opening up by 4 expanding lengths on the front end. Woody Cat sits second, coming on late. Perfect Dalliance battling for place. Woody Cat going to be third, and then Mock Art in Motion fourth, 156 and 2. That's Stardog and Ryan Guy getting their first win of the season. In the meantime, in the winner's circle, it's number 5 Stardog and driver Ryan Guy. Stardog, the 9-year-old gelded son of sports writer and 4 Stars Horn Dog, owned, trained, and driven by Ryan Guy of South Mountain, Ontario, bred by Winback Farm, Chesapeake City, Maryland. That's his first win of the season in start number 9 of the year, 156 and 2. A strong front-end effort from Stardog. Over fourth, that's Bayfield Beach, gapping at the back of the field. Dillon's Bank, they're headed to 3/4, getting there in 1:23 and 1 and widening his lead. He's out there by 4 lengths now. Day Delight looking positively delightful to his backers at this point. Day Delight keeping well ahead of the class-dropping Woodmere Gaelic, who's holding place for place at the moment. Day Delight charging for his 3rd straight Rideau Carleton victory. Marie-Claude Auger in the bike behind Day Delight, who gets the win again, 151 and 4 over Woodmere Gaelic, Bayfield Beach, and smiling Billy the Kid. Royal Day, owned by Triple S Equine of Newton, Ontario, bred by Winback Farm, Chesapeake City, Maryland, trained by Vic Putty, driven to victory once again by Marie-Claude Auger. That's win number 4 of the season, 151 and 4. Day Delight was claimed. I'm sure he'll be missed. Went by 3/4 in 1:26 and 1. DA Let's Boogie going to turn on the afterburners here for Berube to try to seal the deal. I Bet You a Kiss making a late move up the inside path and chasing DA Let's Boogie to the wire. She's up to the saddle number, but no further. DA Let's Boogie gets the win again. I Bet You a Kiss second. Wicked Move was third. Possibly My Midnight Lover up for fourth in this 154 and 2 mile. By Danson Lou out of Sports Beauty. Owned by Cozen Farms, La Prairie, Quebec. Bred by Ashley and Dean Wilson of Kerwood, Ontario. Trained by Catherine Girard. And that wave was from the drummer Pascal Berube, winning his first drive of the night. DA Let's Boogie, a confident 154 and 2 winner, equaling his lifetime mark. Congratulations. Joe trying to see this through, still in play, Thrilling Times, battles back on the inside, 3 wide. Logan Behold is coming on. It's going to be a thriller of a finish. Thrilling Times up the inside, can't catch Dr. Joe, who prevails over Logan Behold, Thrilling Times, and Arson Sealster, 152 and 2. Number 5, Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe, a 7-year-old bay gelding by Better's Delight out of Something Incredible, owned by Limco Incorporated of Châteauguay, Quebec, bred by Robert McIntosh Stables Incorporated of Ontario with the CSX Stables of Ohio and David Boyle of Ontario, trained by Vic Putty, driven to victory by Marie-Claude Auger. Dr. Joe, an 8-5 co-favorite, and that's the second win of the season in a new seasonal mark of 152 and 2. For the stretch drive, they're chasing Lakers Bank, who has a 3-length lead. Can anyone get to him? Lakers Bank going to take it to the bank here for Darcy Clancy, getting his first Rideau preferred win. That's Beef and Cheddar up for second, ahead of Mythic Gambler, 152 and 2. Number 5, Lakers Bank gets his first Rideau Carleton preferred handicap victory for trainer-driver Darcy Clancy. Finishing second at 10-1, Beef and Cheddar rallied late for place, holding off. 1-5 beaten favorite, 6 Mythic Gambler, who was third, and 2 Shotgun Jerry completing the superfecta here at odds of 14-1. 5-4-6-2, the unofficial top 4 in race 5. Please hold all tickets. Daily copy, another day maybe. Bad Apple trails 125 and 3 3/4, and coming down the lane, it's like a match race with Midnight Mood and Silverado. Midnight Mood in the mood for a win, but so is the veteran Silverado, fighting to the wire. Midnight Mood gets it over Silverado. Dr. Mickey, Always Your Way, and Sunny Bow. 154 and 3. The end of an era out of La Diable, owned by trainer Jamie Johnson with Sonia Johnson, both of Edwards, Ontario. Midnight Mood was bred by William C. DeLong of Wisconsin and William P. DeLong of Illinois. Robert Shepard's first driving win of the card, and Midnight Mood's second win of the season. 154 and 3. 3/4 in 124 and 4, and up front, Giggity has shrugged off Captain of Rock and Roll and remains the horse to beat as they come down the lane. Stonebridge Hermes looking for room up the inside path. Stonebridge Hermes chasing Giggity, Stonebridge Hermes or Giggity. It's going to be Stonebridge Hermes getting that mild upset. It was Giggity versus Captain of Rock and Roll for place. 153 flat. And taking a bow, unofficial race 7 winner number 2, Stonebridge Hermes. A 6-year-old bay stallion by Betting Line out of Glacier Express. Owned, trained, and driven by Jacques Baudouin of Menotick, Ontario. Bred by Angie Stiller of Arva, Ontario. 153 flat, a new seasonal best in his 3rd win and 15th start of the year. My Rockin' Bird, who has a significant lead. Love My Rockin' Bird on the front end. Coming late, Duck Dynasty has left the pocket and is going to get the win over Love My Rockin' Bird. Time to Dancing up for show. 153 and 3. A numbered Quebec Corporation of Gloucester, Ontario, with Santo Barilla of Metcalfe, Ontario, bred by Blair Corbet and Erna Corbet of Alberta. Trained and driven by Stéphane Pouliot. 153 and 3. The latest win number 3 of the season for Duck Dynasty. Getting a lot of love down there in the winner's circle as race 8 goes official. By Lady for Dollar, who needs to pour it on late, and here comes Better at High Tide. Speaking of late speed, they're still chasing Sea Laird down the stretch, dropping back Lady for Dollar and Better at High Tide trying to reach up late, but it might be too late as Sea Laird strides on for victory over Better at High Tide. Lady for Dollar holds on for show. 88 Fingers Louis completes the superfecta. 153 and 1. Now back in the Rideau Carleton Winners Circle once again. Another post-7 victory for Sea Laird, the 9-year-old bay gelded son of Custard the Dragon and Devil Likes It Hot. Owned by Darren Tingley of Wendover, Ontario. Dwayne Tingley of Timberley, Nova Scotia, sharing ownership on this gelding bred by the Sea Spray Stables Limited of Nanaimo, BC. Trained by Mandy Archer. Driven to a 2nd straight victory by Robert Shepard. 153 and 1. The win tonight for Sea Laird. You're still trying to catch Gouda Man. Here comes Little Casara up the inside, and it may not be enough, but it may. Little Casara can't catch Gouda Man, who gets the win. Little Casara 2nd. Muktuk Annie up for show. 156 and 3. Back in the Rideau Carleton Winners Circle. Unofficial race 10 winner, number 2, Gouda Man, a 3-year-old brown gelding by Better Than Cheddar out of Lily Maid, Owned and trained by John McMillan of Odessa, Ontario. Bred by Winback Farm, Chesapeake City, Maryland. Mike Healy with the driving win. It's the second win for Gouda Man. 1:56.3. Congratulations. The preferred handicap pace in race 5 was won by Lakers Bank for trainer-driver Darcy Clancy in a mild upset over Beef and Cheddar and Mythic Gambler, a 1:52.2 performance. Lakers Bank's first preferred win this year at Rideau Carleton. We'll be back again on Wednesday, 6 p.m. for more live races from the nation's capital, and congratulations to the 7 horse players to take down that jackpot in Tammy Forgey's free-to-play Saturday night handicapping contest. ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rideau Carleton Raceway this Wednesday evening. We've got 8 live races coming up from the nation's capital, the first of which takes place in about 16 minutes. We do have a number of changes tonight. We'll be bringing those to you shortly. It's race night number 28 of the 2025 meet. We've got a fast track and overcast skies, a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius or 80 Fahrenheit. Winds are from the northeast at 10 kilometers an hour, 6 miles per hour. Humidity is at 61%. Taking a look at changes now, we have one of them affecting race 1, and it's number 3, Orly's Angel, the current even money favorite, adding blinkers in race 1. No changes in race 2. We have a scratch, a judge's scratch of number 5, Miles of Muscle, in race 3. And note that there will be no show or superfecta wagering available in race 3. No changes in race 4. There's one scratch in race 5. It's Wasting No Time, the 6, a judge's scratch in race 5. No changes in races 6 or 7. And there's a judge's scratch in the last of the card, race 8, number 7, Tricks and Stones, a judge's scratch. So that's our changes. And race 1 is coming up. Trotters on the less experienced side of things. Glenn Pearson is looking to the 6-year-old gelding, number 5, Chestnut Road, for trainer-driver Phil Reed. This one did qualify well, winning on the front end Sunday, going away by 15 open lengths in a 2:03 3 mile. I'm looking to the 3. I thought Orly's Angel put in a very good effort for William Waugh, racing here July 2nd, and this is an easier field than that for the 4-year-old daughter of Archangel. So we see it a little differently, and the betting public is all over Glenn's second choice horse, my third choice here, number 2, Next of Kin, a 2-year-old Father Patrick colt, racing for trainer-driver Marco Lanoy. So this is Next of Kin's first ever start. He did qualify well, finishing 3rd to Southwind Russian in a late June qualifier here at Rideau Carleton. But that's all the information we have on him. So Next of Kin 1-9 right now. It's a bit of a gamble in their first career start, especially for trotters. I like Chestnut Road in the place spot, ahead of Next of Kin, and then completing my superfecta here, number 4, Angelic Sealster, the 3-year-old Green Manalishi filly, racing for trainer-driver Carl Duguay. This is her first career start after 3 qualifiers. Glenn likes Next of Kin, second to Chestnut Road. Then he's got Orly's Angel and Angelic Sealster. Both of us shying away a little bit from the 1. I hope you're happy. The 3-year-old Wheeling and Dealin colt, who finished last in his most recent start here, July 2nd. Not really sure what happened there. Didn't put in steps, but was gapping last. However, class relief here, and we'll see what happens with that Jacques Baudouin trained and driven colt with rail advantage, currently 10-1 on I Hope You're Happy. There's Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and early daily double wagering available on race 1. Lots of events coming up in the future here at Rideau Carleton Raceway, the near future. As early as Sunday, we have our semi-annual race caller contest. Amateur race callers going to be stepping up and giving it their best try behind the mic. Team McMillan taking on Team Keith. And we have some very interesting entries this year. They're going to be voted on by a panel of judges, and we'll see if last year's champion, Sebastian Turenne, is able to reclaim the golden microphone. That's Sunday. We hope you can join us for that, the amateur race calling. And as mentioned previously, we have Ontario Sire Stakes Gold and Grassroots 3-year-old pacing fillies coming here to the nation's capital Sunday, August 24th. And the Capital Fair will be happening, as it usually does, on the Rideau Carleton Raceway grounds. That's coming up August 15th through 24th. An extra reason to visit the track if you haven't in a while. We've got the live racing that week, Wednesday and Sunday. And also all the activities of the fair with exhibitions and rides. So add that to your schedule for next month. We'll update you on other happenings. There are more on the way here at Rideau Carleton. One update I should pass along is Tammy Forgey's free-to-play on-track handicapping contest takes place every Saturday night in the Trackside Simulcast Lounge. And the jackpot was hit last Saturday. 7 horse players were able to get their piece of that $1,900 jackpot, which is now building again. It's starting fresh from $100. And that will be on offer this coming Saturday evening, same place, same time, Saturday evening in the Trackside Simulcast Lounge here at Rideau Carleton on Saturday, July 12th. You can take in the Meadowlands Pace Final and also play Tammy's contest. We're 7 minutes away from post time for race 1 of 8 coming up this evening at Rideau Carleton. Thanks for tuning in and joining us tonight. The rain is seemingly holding off. Might be sprinkling a little out there. The track is still fast and conditions on the humid side. A reminder that because it's 8 races tonight, we have 2 pick 4s. The first kicking off in race 2, the second in race 5. Also, the pick 5 will begin in race 4. Looking at the tote board right now, we have even money co-favorites. Number 2, Next of Kin, and number 3, Orly's Angel. This field is light on experience, high on potential. My top choice has an equipment change here. That's number 3, Orly's Angel, adding blinkers and getting some class relief. She's making her second ever start for driver William Waugh. Orly's Angel got caught in 5th off the gate last Wednesday and raced single file 4th from the quarter pole to the second turn when she stepped out first over before the half. She steadily gained ground at odds of 50-1, reaching up into second outside of the pace setter, Gold Dealer, on the backstretch before getting tired and fading past 3/4. That was actually the fastest individual mile of Orly's Angel's life, a 2 minutes and 3/5 individual clocking for Orly's Angel, the 4-year-old mare. Still a maiden, but this is start number 5 of the season, and she does have 1 place finish back in May at Hippodrome 3R. So we'll see how she does here with the equipment change and class relief in upcoming race 1. The 2 next of kin, as mentioned, is making his parimutuel debut. He's a former $6,000 American Harrisburg yearling and the only 2-year-old in the field. He was 3rd for trainer-driver Mario Lanois in a June 29th qualifier, ahead of I Hope You're Happy and Angelic Sealster, both a part of this field in race 1. He closed from 4th to 3rd in the field's fastest last quarter, 29-3. So this is a career debut. He's 8-5 right now from post 2, next of kin. Even money on Glenn Pearson's top selection, number 5, Chestnut Road, making his 3rd career start, the first since October 2023. He wired in a Sunday qualifier here for Phil Reed. That was a going-away win over 3 overmatched trotters, one of whom broke and one was a DNF, didn't finish. So I don't know how representative that qualifier is for Chestnut Road of what he's going to encounter here in his 2025 parimutuel debut for that 6-year-old son of Holiday Road, Chestnut Road. Even money right now from post 5.
Freaking night of my life, and wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best freaking night of my life, and wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best freaking night of my life, and wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good?
as the trotters come on track for the Race 1 Post Parade. Some more exciting news coming up. We'll have more details later on. The Hard Rocking Claiming Series is going to be coming up starting in late July right here at Rideau Carleton. Should be pretty exciting. Some good field size for sure and some good quality horses. Perhaps some newcomers for that series starting in late July. Details TBA. Here come the Race 1 trotters for the Post Parade. They're non-winners of $6,000 or a race lifetime. Allowances for fillies and mares. The purse here is $5,800. Leading the Post Parade, number 1 is I Hope You're Happy. Owned by trainer-driver Jacques Baudouin of Manotick, Ontario, who shares ownership with Jean-Roch Marois of Saint-Joachim-du-Chefford, Quebec. 2 is Next of Kin in his parimutuel debut for co-owner Jeremy Marcotte, who shares ownership with trainer-driver Marco Lanoy of Quebec. 3 is Orly's Angel, who adds blinkers. She's owned by Orlando Stables Incorporated of La Salle, Quebec, trained by Jean Beauregard, driven by William Waugh. 4 is Angelic Sealster, a 3-year-old filly making her parimutuel debut for owner Investissement KFB of Sorel-Tracy, Quebec, and trainer-driver Carl Duguay of Trois-Rivières. Completing the field from post 5, it's current even money favorite Chestnut Road, owned by Paul Hawien of Perth, Ontario, trained and driven by Phil Reed. That's your field of 5 trotters for upcoming Race 1. There's Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and early daily double wagering. No changes in Race 2. The only change in the early daily double sequence is the addition of blinkers on number 3, Orly's Angel, here in Race 1. We're getting a look at the current favorite, number 5, Chestnut Road, who's dropped to 6-5. This is his 3rd career start. His last race was in October 2023. His qualifier on Sunday looked very good. Phil Reed was driving. Chestnut Road wired going away. He won by 15 open lengths. But again, the value of a qualifier, you have to look at who they're in with and the fact that there's no money on the line. I don't know about that qualifier just because one of the others in that qualifying race broke stride and one pulled up and did not finish. So Chestnut Road, impressive in his own right, but didn't really have a lot of competition in the July 6th qualifier. He was 4th in the June 29th qualifier, taking on a mixed field of pacers and trotters. He did make a couple of breaks there. I was a little bit hesitant about him, in part because of that. He's got a maturity edge on some in this field, though. Chestnut Road, a 6-year-old gelding, and that may work in his favor in upcoming Race 1. The starter has called the field for race 1. Still time to play the early daily double. The race 1 trotters are gathering in front of the grandstand for the start. 1 is I Hope You're Happy for Jacques Baudouin. 2, Next of Kin, Mario Lanoy. 3, Orly's Angel, William Waugh. 4, Angelic Sealster, Carl Duguay. And on the outside, 5, Chestnut Road, Phil Reed. The field is lined up on the turn and swinging onto the Rideau Carleton backstretch. They're approaching the start. They're off and trotting and trying to leave from the outside. Chestnut Road getting marching orders from Phil Reed and moving ahead of Orly's Angel, who's going to sit second, about 3 lengths behind in the early going, following an equal distance back in third. That's I Hope You're Happy, who's followed in fourth by Next of Kin, and trailing at this point, Angelic Sealster. They're well spaced out on the first turn, but tightening up in second. Orly's Angel is in the pocket behind pace-setting Chestnut Road as a light drizzle begins, and the trotters come down the stretch the first time past that 29-1 leisurely opening quarter. Up front, Chestnut Road doing good things. He leads by 1.5 lengths over Orly's Angel. It's about 4 lengths back to third place. I Hope You're Happy, about 3 behind him to Next of Kin. And looking interested in getting something going from the back of the field, Angelic Sealster. They're on the second turn and reach the half, led by a continued Chestnut Road, just staying on that Chestnut Road, stalked now by Orly's Angel. And first over, I Hope You're Happy, out and moving from third. They reach the half in 1 minute and 4/5, and Chestnut Road still hasn't faced any serious challenge because I Hope You're Happy back down to third along the pylons, and now showing interest from fourth. Next of Kin is gearing up for a first over bid. They reached 3/4, still led by Chestnut Road, getting to that point in 1:31-1. Here comes Orly's Angel out and stepping around the leader, also making another bid. I Hope You're Happy, second over from third. Widest of all, Next of Kin closing from the back of the field and taken to the inside on a break there, Chestnut Road. Orly's Angel inherited the lead and gets stalked to the wire by a fast closing Angelic Sealster, but it's Orly's Angel and William Waugh who get the win over Angelic Sealster. Next of Kin, I Hope You're Happy, and Chestnut Road. 2:01-1. Coming down the stretch, Orly's Angel looked sensational here, getting a maiden victory for trainer Jean Beauregard and driver William Waugh, holding off Angelic Sealster, who outperformed her odds and closed nicely for place in this 2:01-1 mile. Unofficial top 4 finish is now posted for race 1, where number 3, Orly's Angel, is an 8-5 winner over the 25-1 shot. Number 4, Angelic Sealster, second. 2, Next of Kin, closed for show in his career debut. And then 1, I Hope You're Happy, finished 4th. 3, 4, 2, 1, the unofficial top 4 finishers in race 1. Please hold all tickets. It's nice to open the card with a winning spot play, getting her maiden victory, Orly's Angel. Now walking back to the winner's circle for driver William Waugh. Now back in the winner's circle, unofficial race 1 winner, number 3, Orly's Angel, a 4-year-old bay mare by Archangel out of Starter Up, owned by Orlando Stables Incorporated, LaSalle, Quebec, bred by Winback Farm, Chesapeake City, Maryland, trained by Jean Beauregard, driven to victory by William Waugh. That's a maiden victory, 201-1, now a lifetime mark for Orly's Angel. Congratulations. Race 1 results are now official. Prices are posted for race 1, where number 3, Orly's Angel, returns $5.20 to win. The $2 3-4 exactor pays $81.60. The $1 triactor 3-4-2 ticket pays $73.65, and the $1 superfecta 3-4-2-1 returns $279.80. The race 1 rundown is now posted. 1, I Hope You're Happy, was 4th. 2, Next of Kin, 3rd. 3, Orly's Angel had a maiden victory for William Waugh. 4, Angelic Sealster closed for place at 25-1 odds. And the 4-5 favorite, number 5, Chestnut Road, unfortunately broke at the top of the stretch. From the top down, your program should read 4-3-1-2-5. The fractions, 29-1, 1 minute and 4/5, 1:31-1, 2:01-1. Now a lifetime mark for Orly's Angel. We're moving on to race 2 now on the pace and kicking off one of 2 pick 4 sequences on tonight's 8-race card. There's also exactor, triactor, and superfecta wagering. No changes in race 2. The current favorite at odds of 6-5 is Glenn Pearson's top selection here, number 2, the Colt for Gord Lee and William Waugh, hoping to go back-to-back after capturing race 1. I'm using 3 horses in this leg, the first leg of the early pick 4. Shadow Dave, the Colt, and Blue Elvis. Very hard to separate them here. In race 3, where there's no show wagering or superfecta wagering, after the scratch of Miles of Muscle, I went with the 1, Flash Me Some Green, and the 3, Southwind Mac. I'm going to use the 2, Gold Dealer, after the scratch of Miles of Muscle in race 3, who was my original top pick. I've got a single here in race 4. I think Beach Journey on her 3rd start back after a short layoff. Looks very strong for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon. She just missed July 2nd. And then to hopefully seal the deal in the last leg, race 5, going with 4 horses there. The 5, JM Stella, has been racing very well, and I could see her upsetting for Sylvain Lacaille. I think the 2, Impressive Dude for Guy Gagnon goes off as the favorite. He's dropping from the preferred handicap level. We'll see how he does with the class relief. Also, Southwind Russian is a wild card there. He didn't break July 2nd. He did get parked. It's hard to say how he bounces back, as is the case with the 1, Raising Rusty, also moving down from the preferred handicap level. He made a break July 2nd, but caught the field, and he is constantly a wild card. Melanie Plourde driving Raising Rusty from the rail. And keep in mind that his 1 victory this year was for Melanie Plourde from the rail in the preferred earlier this year. As we wait for the race 2 post-parade to come on track, just a look at some of the contenders here. The Colt is 1-9 from post 2. He's had 2 front-end victories this year and 2 wins at Rideau Carleton from 10 previous drives by William Waugh. The Colt got away last on Saturday at Kawartha Downs and stepped out 3rd over from last at 3/4. He made a 3-wide stretch bid that fell short, but gets some post relief coming back to Rideau Carleton. 1-9, I think, is overly optimistic, perhaps. My top choice here is 6-1 from the rail. Shadow Dave, who has only missed the superfecta once when starting from this post position at this track. He's getting major post relief after a 5th place finish on June 29th. He was 2nd last early, 3rd over on the backstretch behind the retreating cover of Stardog and Uber Hanover that race. Shadow Dave backpedaled to 2nd last and then turned in a 3-wide late rally. And as mentioned, he gets some post relief. This horse often is closing from outside posts, so I like his chances. Also, the 3, Blue Elvis, is interesting. He got away 2nd last on June 29th and was gapping 5th at 3/4 in a spaced-out field behind the front-end winner, no sport pun intended. That was a personal 1:54 3 mile for Blue Elvis, the 2nd fastest individual mile of his life. He had 2 2023 wins here for Ryan Guy, and this is his 2nd start since January 2024. His previous trainer, Kevin Ben, told me this horse had some soundness issues last year, but has a good attitude and potential for the future. He's got a bit of class relief here, and he's 4-1 right now. That's a 3, Blue Elvis. Hard to get a read on the 4, Sports Jacket. He's making his first start since July 2022. He had 5 wins from 22 previous drives by Pascal Berube back in the bike here. Sports Jacket was 5th of 5 pacers in a June 8th qualifier. He lost ground late. He's got some class to him. 21 wins from 101 career starts. And this is his debut for trainer Michel Ouimet. That's the 4 Sports Jacket, 8-1 right now. For those playing the early pick 4 that begins in upcoming race 2, there were no changes in race 2 that affect that wager. However, there are some scratches that may affect your ticket choices in the subsequent legs. In race 3, the 5 miles of muscle is a judge's scratch. Also, number 6, wasting no time, is scratched from race 5, the last leg of the early pick 4. Daniel on Harness Racing Twitter or X asked if we have a pick 7 here at Rideau Carleton. We do not. However, we regularly offer at least one pick 5, depending on the number of races. And tonight we have one pick 5 beginning in race 4. Ronald was also asking about the amateur race calling landscape here and said he might like to call one someday. Well, this Sunday, we're treating you to some of last year's entries in our amateur race calling contest and some new players, so it should be quite exciting. John McMillan organizing this. Team McMillan versus Team Keith. Can't wait to see how some of the race callers fare on Sunday. Hope you can tune in. It's our usual 6:30 p.m. post time. The Pacers are coming onto the track now for the race 2 post parade. Here come the Pacers for the Race 2 Post Parade. Non-winners of $200 per start in their last 10 starts or a race in 2024-2025. Also eligible $8,500 claimers for non-winners of $2,500 in their last 5 starts or a race this year. They race for a purse of $5,200. 1 is Shadow Dave, owned by Anne Lemarand of Gatineau, Quebec, trained and driven by Mike Healy. Currently 6-5 favorite, number 2, The Colt, owned and trained by Gordon Lee of Odessa, Ontario, who shares ownership with Mackenzie Lee of Amherst View, Ontario. William Waugh in the bike. Three is Blue Elvis, co-owned by trainer-driver Ryan Guy, who shares ownership with Danielle Lee Gassian of New York. 4 is Sports Jacket, owned by Stacy Vrouvakis Lauzon of Rawdon, Quebec, trained by Michel Ouimet. Pascal Berube drives. 5 is Sundance Leo, owned by Denise Auger of Trois-Rivières, Quebec, trained by Ariane Girard, driven by Marie-Claude Auger. Completing the field from post 6, Newscaster, owned, trained, and driven by Luc Loyer of Gatineau, Quebec. That's your field of 6 pacers for upcoming Race 2. No changes. Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and early Pick 4 wagering available. We're zooming in on the 6-5 favorite, The Colt. A front-end loving, kind of a horse. That's how he got his 2 wins so far this season. He also has 2 wins for his current driver, William Waugh, in 10 previous races together. So that's a pretty good win percentage for this team. The Colt got away last Saturday at Kawartha Downs and came 3rd over from last at 3/4. Wasn't able to make up much ground in the stretch, unfortunately, but he's got a better post position here. The Colt was starting from post 5. He moves in now. 7-5 favorite, number 2, The Colt. Glenn Pearson's top selection in race 2. Glenn likes number 3, Blue Elvis, in the place spot ahead of number 1, Shadow Dave, and then number 4, Sports Jacket. I see it similarly, if not identically. I've got Shadow Dave on top of my ticket. He was a scratch due to weather on July 6th. And he's been looking for a win. He's had some tough posts to work with and been in with some tougher horses. So he's 0 for 8 this season. I think he could get the win here. He's 5-2 right now from the rail, Shadow Dave for Mike Healy. Glenn and I both like Blue Elvis to place, and I'm using the Colt in the show spot as opposed to on top of the ticket. The Colt, a 2-time winner from 15 starts this season. Definitely one of the top 3. That's why I went 3 deep in this opening leg of the early Pick 4. I think the 1, the 2, and the 3, very hard to separate based on their current resumes. The 5, Sundance Leo, appeared to be back in the paddock for some equipment adjustment. He's back on track. The rain has picked up a little. And this field will be going behind the gate very shortly for the start of race 2, which kicks off the first of 2 Pick 4s tonight at Rideau Carleton. Starter has called the Pacers for race 2. However you see it, it's time to play it as the field lines up in front of the grandstand. 1 is Shadow Dave, Mike Healy. 2, The Colt, William Waugh. 3, Blue Elvis, Ryan Guy. 4, Sports Jacket, Pascal Berube. 5, Sundance Leo, Marie-Claude Auger. And on the outside, 6, Newscaster for Luc Loyer. They're on the turn. The Colt, the last to line up. On one line, Blue Elvis is on a break now. Blue Elvis is at the back of the field. The rest are approaching the start. Looks like we may have a recall in race 2. Some issues with the 3. Blue Elvis on one line and then off stride. Wagering remains open on race 2. There will be a recall here. Number 3, Blue Elvis. Looks like he's having an equipment adjustment. He's still on track. Looks like that is complete. They'll be reassembling momentarily. Let's try again for race 2. Wagering remains open. Starter has called the field once again for race 2. The recall was caused by number 3, Blue Elvis, who was all shook up the first time around. They're lining up again now. 1 is Shadow Dave, 2, The Colt, 3, Blue Elvis, 4, Sports Jacket, 5, Sundance Leo, and 6, Newscaster. The field is on the turn. The Colt and Blue Elvis gapping. On the run again, Blue Elvis. The Colt is trying to catch the others. Field is turned on to the backstretch. Gapping at the back, Blue Elvis still on the run. The rest are at the start. And off and pacing into an early battle. The Colt and Shadow Dave are going to go bridle to bridle early. Following them from 3rd, Sports Jacket advancing along the pylons. Then back in 4th, that's Sundance Leo. And following him, Newscaster out of it at the back of the field after the early miscue, Blue Elvis. They're headed to the opening quarter and things have been settled momentarily with the Colt and William Waugh leading the way to a 28-second even first panel. Following from the pocket, Shadow Dave content to draft along. It's 3 lengths back to 3rd for Sports Jacket. Following him, a length and a half back in 4th. That's Sundance Leo, stalked by Newscaster. And then at the back, Blue Elvis. They're headed single file into the second turn, and leading the way to the half, the Colt is freewheeling and reaching that point in 57 and 2, followed by the pocket sitting Shadow Dave, still 3 lengths ahead of Sports Jacket, following from third. In fourth, Sundance Leo. Fifth, Newscaster, and then far back, Blue Elvis. They head along the back stretch, and stepping out first over from fourth now, Sundance Leo underway, and following that cover, second over from second last, Newscaster, as they head to 3/4, still led by the Colt, who reached that point in 1:26 flat. Stalking him from the pocket as the rain intensifies, that's Shadow Dave, waiting for his turn. Moving up now, first over into third, Sundance Leo, battling back on the inside, Sports Jacket. They have turned for home, and the Colt is trying to get this victory for William Waugh, winner of race 1. Shadow Dave closing late. Shadow Dave up to the sulky wheel at best as the Colt gets the victory. Shadow Dave second. Finishing third was Sports Jacket, 1:55 and 3. The Colt was able to go gate to wire here after putting away an early challenge from Shadow Dave and then holding him off again down the stretch in a 1:55 and 3 seasonal best equaling mile. And that's William Waugh going back to back in the early double. The unofficial top 4 order of finish is now displayed, going off as 3 to 5 favorite. That's the Colt, the race winner from post 2. Over 1, Shadow Dave, second. 4, Sports Jacket, closing for show ahead of 5, Sundance Leo, fourth. 2, 1, 4, 5, the unofficial top 4 order of finish in race 2. Please hold all tickets. Now coming back to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle, unofficial race 2 winner, number 2, the Colt, a 9-year-old bay gelding by Dudes the Man out of Silky's Lady, owned and trained by Gordon Lee of Odessa, Ontario, who shares ownership with Mackenzie Lee of Amherst View, Ontario, bred by M&L of Delaware, LLC of Wilmington, Delaware. Back-to-back driving wins for William Waugh, and that's win number 3 of the year for the Colt, equaling his seasonal best mark of 1:55 and 3. I understand that the co-owner and trainer of the colt, Gord Lee, is going to be part of Sunday's amateur announcer competition, hosted by the National Capital Region Harness Horse Association and Rideau Carleton Raceway. So Gord Lee, a winner with the colt. Maybe he'll be a winner again on Sunday, taking on last year's champion, Sebastian Turan, in the amateur race calling contest. We'll find out. Race 2 has just gone official. Prices are now posted for race 2. Number 2, the colt, pays $3.20 to win the $2 exactor 2-1 combination. Returns $5.60. $12.50 for the $2 early double 3-2 combination. The $1 triactor 214 returns $16, and it's 50-50 if you had the $1 superfecta 2145. The race 2 rundown is now on screen. Number 1, Shadow Dave, was second, 3-5 favorite. Number 2, the colt, the race winner for William Waugh. 3, Blue Elvis, was sixth after another miscue. 4, Sports Jacket closed for show. 5, Sundance Leo was fourth, and 6, Newscaster finished fifth. From the top down, your program should read 216-345. The fractions: 28 flat opening quarter, 57 and 2 half, 126 flat to 3 quarters, 155 and 3. The win for the colt. Race 3 is coming up next, and note that the 5 miles of muscle is a judge's scratch. That means that we have reduced wagering options in race 3. There is no show wagering and no superfecta wagering. It's a field of 4 in upcoming race 3 with the scratch of the 5. Glenn Pearson going to the 2, Gold Dealer. That one a front-end winner on July 2nd for Pascal Berube and trainer Mike Armstrong. This time, Robert Shepard is driving that 3-year-old daughter of Wheeling and Dealing. Gold Dealer, the 7-5 current favorite. I'm using her third. I thought that the one Flash Me Some Green has shown some promise and faced interference from a tougher post here June 25th. That one also looks like Pascal Berube's choice over Gold Dealer. Flash Me Some Green, a beaten favorite here, June 25th. And again, Interference, a tough trip there. So we'll get into that a little further soon. Glenn likes Flash Me Some Green in the place spot. I like Southwind Mac second. That's Glenn's third choice here. Trained by Jeremy Marcotte, driven by Guy Gagnon, the royally bred 3-year-old son of Walner. Has 2 wins this season. In fact, his most recent starts, June 18th and 25th, both front-end wins from tough posts for Guy Gagnon. I'm going to Gold Dealer third in my ticket, and that's where Glenn sees Southwind Mac, currently 8-5 from post 3. There is no superfecta wagering, so we're not going to get into the 4th place horse displayed in Glenn's hypothetical ticket. We just have exactor, triactor, pick 3 wagering, also win and place here. No show pool, no superfecta pool. The horses are coming onto the track for the race 3 post parade. They're scratched down to a field of 4. Here come those trotters for the race 3 post parade. Non-winners of $15,000 or 2 races lifetime, allowances for fillies and mares. Also eligible non-winners of $10,000 in 2024-2025 who draw outside. They race for a purse of $6,600. Note that because of the scratch in race 3, there is no show wagering and no superfecta wagering. Leading the post parade, current 1-5 favorite, number 1, Flash Me Some Green. Co-owned by trainer Benoit Ibert with Leah Rose Laverne, both of Papineauville, Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. 2 is Gold Dealer, owned by Wade and Philippe Toussaint of Cardinal, Ontario. Trained by Mike Armstrong, Robert Shepard drives. 3 is Southwind Mac, owned by trainer Jeremy Marcotte of Notre-Dame-de-l'Épée, Quebec. Guy Gagnon is in the bike. 4 is Stormont Friendly, owned by Eric Baker of Long Sault, Ontario. Trained and driven by Ryan Guy. Note, there is an equipment change on the 4, Stormont Friendly, who adds blinkers. 5, Miles of Muscle is a judge's scratch, Transportation. That's your field of 4 trotters for upcoming race 3. Once again, there is no superfecta and no show wagering here. There's win and place, exactor, triactor, and pick 3 wagering. We're getting a close-up of the current 6-5 favorite. That's number 1, a beaten even money favorite last start. Flash Me Some Green. He looks really good stretching out there right now. He looks like Pascal Berube's choice over Gold Dealer. Flash Me Some Green was taken back to second last off the gate June 25th. He was 3 wide at the quarter to dodge a breaker and then settled 5th behind leader Southwind Mac in front of the grandstand. Flash Me Some Green had a first over move at 3/4 and closed widest and fastest of all, 29-4 last panel for show. He's looking quite good out there at the moment. He's 3-2, co-favorite, Flash Me Some Green, the 3-year-old gelded son of Green Manalishi. The co-favorite is number 2, Gold Dealer, who wired at odds of 23-1 for Pascal Berube last Wednesday in a field without either of the original top 2 selections. There was no Miles of Muscle, who's now scratched. There was also no Flash Me Some Green. So Gold Dealer got that front-end victory for Pascal Berube, who is now driving Flash Me Some Green. However, Robert Shepard, certainly not a second choice. He's on par with Pascal Berube as a driver. Gold Dealer held off late moves from Miche Charm and the pocket sitting Greenleaf in that upset victory last Wednesday. That was the second win of the year for Gold Dealer, currently 3-2 from post 2. She took a lifetime mark of 159 flat in that victory. 8-5, the price right now on the 3, Southwind Mac, who wired for Guy Gagnon June 25th on a class hike from post 7, getting a neck victory over Gold Dealer. Southwind Mac needed the wire, and then Gold Dealer, of course, returned to win a week later. In a field of 4, they're all contenders. And Stormont Friendly has that 1 win this season. That's her only lifetime win, I believe, for this 4-year-old mare by Cadabra. That victory was at Flamborough Downs on the front end. And she's got significant post relief here coming in from the 8 hole. She's also got an equipment change that could help out, adding blinkers. Starter has called the field for race 3. Favoritism has shifted to the 3, Southwind Mac, 6-5 right now for Guy Gagnon. That one coming around the turn as the starter calls the field once again. It's a field scratched down to 4 trotters in race 3. 1 is Flash Me Some Green, Pascal Berube. 2, Gold Dealer, Robert Shepard. 3, Southwind Mac, Guy Gagnon. And 4, Stormont Friendly, Ryan Guy. 5, Miles of Muscle is a transportation judge's scratch. The trotters are lined up on the turn, approaching the backstretch. They're headed to the start of race 3. They're off and trotting, and they're all leaving except Stormont Friendly, going to bide her time at the back. Gold Dealer fighting her way to the front momentarily, and then Southwind Mac getting orders from Guy Gagnon and continuing on first over to land on the lead on the opening turn. That puts Gold Dealer into the pocket behind that favorite, and then following from third, Flash Me Some Green. At the back of the compact field is Stormont Friendly. They went to a 28-3 opening quarter single file and led by Southwind Mac, freewheeling up front down the stretch the first time, stalked by Gold Dealer sitting the pocket. Then Flash Me Some Green follows from third, and a closer fourth now, Stormont Friendly. Nothing has changed. They're headed into the second turn with Southwind Mac where he likes it on the front end and leading with no challengers at this point to the half. That's Southwind Mac reaching that point in 1 minute and 1/5 and continuing to lead by just over a length along the backstretch. Sitting the pocket, Gold Dealer patient for Robert Shepard. From third, equally patient, Flash Me Some Green for Pascal Berube. And at the back of the field, it's Stormont Friendly and Ryan Guy within range. They're all biding their time, approaching 3/4 as Southwind Mac tries to pull this off on the front end. Here comes a first over move at a third from Flash Me Some Green as they reach 3/4 in 1:30 flat. Flash Me Some Green flashing some speed to the outside of Southwind Mac, who's battling back on the inside. Second over from last now. Stormont Friendly gearing up for the stretch drive as they turn for home. Flash Me Some Green is blasting against Southwind Mac. It's Flash Me Some Green flashing onward and opening up late for Pascal Berube, winning by about 3 lengths over Gold Dealer, Southwind Mac, and Stormont Friendly, 1:59.4. Southwind Mac loves a front-end trip, but Flash Me Some Green was eager to make some out there tonight. Pascal Berube apparently making the right choice of drives here and getting the victory with Flash Me Some Green in race 3. The unofficial top 4 order of finish is now shown for race 3. Dropping to 6-5 favorite at the last flash. Number 1, Flash Me Some Green, gets the win for Pascal Berube over 2, Gold Dealer second. 3, pace setter Southwind Mac holding on for show ahead of 4, Stormont Friendly. 1, 2, 3, 4 in race 3. Please hold all tickets. Results remain unofficial. Now walking back to the Rideau Carleton winner's circle, its unofficial race 3 winner. Number 1, Flash Me Some Green, a 3-year-old bay gelding by Green Manalishi out of JL Kalua. Owned and trained by Benoit Hebert, who shares ownership with Leah Rose Laverne of Papineauville, Quebec. Flash Me Some Green was bred by Joanne Morrison of Beaton, Ontario. And driven to victory by Pascal Berube, 1:59.4. That's the second win this year, the second career win for Flash Me Some Green. Race 3 results are now official. Prices are now posted for Race 3. Number 1, Flash Me Some Green, returns $4.40 to win. The $2 1-2 exactor pays $10.70. It's $6.20 for the $1 triactor 1-2-3 combination. The Race 3 rundown is now displayed. Going off as 6-5 favorite, number 1, Flash Me Some Green, got his second win of the year for Pascal Berube. 2, Gold Dealer closed for place. 3, Southwind Mac held on for show. And 4, Stormont Friendly finished 4th. 5, Miles of Muscle was a judge's scratch transportation. From the top down, your program should read 1, 2, 3, 4, scratch. The fractions 28 and 3, 1 minute and 1/5, 130 flat, 159 and 4. The winning mile for Flash Me Some Green. We'd like to wish a very happy 8th birthday to Alexandria. Hope you're enjoying it, watching the races at Rideau Carleton. All the best to you from all of us at the Raceway, Alexandria. Race 4 is coming up next. Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and Pick 5 wagering. We've moved the Pick 5 a little earlier in the card. There are 8 races this evening, so don't miss out. That's our Biggest multi-leg. Someone asked me about if we have a pick 7 on offer here. And we do not. Usually pick 4s and our pick 5. Usually 1, sometimes 2. So our 1 pick 5 begins here. In race 4, where Glenn and I both agree the 3 Beach Journey, currently 7-1. Looks strong. She took a little time off after her show finish on May 28th. Came back June 25th for Guy Gagnon and was second by a neck after leading most of the mile July 2nd. So we both like her chances. A 3-time winner already this season for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon. The current betting favorite, however, is the 1, Dial Me Up, for trainer Yves Tessier and Robert Shepard, getting the catch drive here. I'm using her 4th in my ticket. She's 6-5 now, coming in from Hippodrome 3R, where she raced on July 6th, finishing 5th after an overland adventure from post 7. Glenn and I both like 6, the turning point in the place spot here for trainer Robert Bernicki. Marie-Claude Auger driving this one. Note that Marie-Claude Auger was driving Dial Me Up in her last couple of starts at 3R, and she's opted for the 6 here, the turning point, currently 9-2. Glenn and I both like 5, Beauty is Blind, for Marc-Andre Simoneau and Pascal Berube. In the show spot, she's coming in off a going-away win July 6th at Hippodrome 3R. And then to complete the superfecta here, Glenn is using 7, Gimme a Corona, for Vic Putty and Stéphane Pouliot. And I have the 1, the current 7-5 favorite, Dial Me Up. Who do you like? The pacing mares are coming from the paddock towards the track now for the race 4 post parade. Take note of a claim in race 8. Number 2, CrossFit, has a claim entered. The race 4 post parade is now on track. These pacers are fillies and mares who are $8,500 through $12,500 claimers. Also eligible, non-winners of $1,500 in their last 5 starts who draw in with the $8,500 claimers. They race for a purse of $6,300. Leading the post parade, number 1 is Dial Me Up, owned by Gina Bragagnolo, along with trainer Yves Tessier, both of Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Robert Shepard drives. Two is Dakota Shadow, owned by Reg Ferguson of Stratford, Prince Edward Island, trained by Mike Armstrong. Ryan Guy drives. 3 is Beach Journey, owned by Écurie Guy Gagnon, incorporated with Frédéric Gagnon of Gatineau, Quebec, trained and driven by Guy Gagnon. 4 is Rideau newcomer PL Rinchenia, owned, trained, and driven by Jeff Taylor of Gloucester, Ontario. Five is current 8-5 favorite Beauty is Blind, owned by Desjardins Noro Stable, with trainer Marc-André Simoneau and Jean Fontaine, all of Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. Six is The Turning Point, owned by trainer Robert Bernicki of Quebec. Marie-Claude O'Shea is in the sulky. And completing the field from post 7, Gimme a Corona, owned by Limco Incorporated, Shadowgate, Quebec, trained by Vic Putty. Stéphane Pouliot drives. That's your field of 7 pacing mares for upcoming race 4. No changes. Exact or triactor, pick 5 and superfecta wagering. Take note if you're playing the pick 5 coming up in race 5, the second leg. Number 6, Wasting No Time, is a transportation scratch. Later in the card, the 7, Tricks and Stones, is a judge's scratch injured in the final leg. And also in race 8, number 2, CrossFit, has a claim entered. Those are the only changes. And those are relevant if you're playing the pick 5 that kicks off here. We're looking overhead at Beauty is Blind, the 2-1 current favorite. This is a tough race. A lot of good mares in here with a solid chance to win. Trip will determine the ultimate winner. I singled the 3, though, to keep the cost of this ticket manageable. A 20-cent base wager, this ticket costing $7.20 for the pick 5. I singled 3, Beach Journey, currently 7-2. This mare went straight to the lead for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon last Wednesday from the same post and was under pressure on the final turn from first over, Gimme a Corona. She got stung in the shadow of the wire by the hard-charging The Turning Point, who has post 6 here and looks like the strongest upset possibility. But I think Beach Journey overdue, and Guy Gagnon is the top UDRS driver in Canada right now, according to Standardbred Canada stats. So he's definitely somebody I like to see driving a horse. Beach Journey, he shares ownership and trains. He knows her well, and this is her 3rd start back after a little break. The 5, Beauty is Blind, is continuing on as the 2-1 favorite here. She's making a quick turnaround after a front-end victory at Hippodrome 3R Sunday. She cleared Latte Sealster early, matched strides with the first over, Dial Me Up approaching the quarter end around the second turn, and then opened up late for the win. In this pick 5, after singling Beach Journey here, moving on to the next leg, I'm using 3 horses. I've got Impressive Dude, JM Stella, Southwind Russian. And then in race 6, I have another single. I'm using the 3, Tamara Hanover. In race 7, Rose Run Why Not, Emma Town Bud, and Tyrone Bowtie will likely decide that. It's our preferred handicap trot feature. And then in race 8, going with a couple of horses, Sant'Ambrogio from the rail and CrossFit, with a claim entered from post 2. Starter has called the field for race 4. Still time to get involved in the pick 5 that begins here. 1 is Dial Me Up for Robert Shepard. 2, Dakota Shadow, Ryan Guy. 3, Beach Journey, Guy Gagnon. 4, PL Rinchenia, Jeff Taylor. 5, Beauty is Blind, Pascal Berube. 6, The Turning Point, Marie-Claude Auger. And 7, Gimme a Corona, Stéphane Pouliot on the outside. The rain has come to a stop. The sun is out and the pacers are on the turn, approaching the backstretch. They're on the backstretch, all lined up except Gimme a Corona. They're off and pacing, taking back to last and second last, the turning point and Gimme a Corona. Dial Me Up moves to the lead early for Robert Shepard, and Beach Journey and Guy Gagnon are now clearing her to take control. They're under siege early, though. That's Beauty is Blind and Pascal Berube out there first over and pressing the pace as Beach Journey rounds towards the opening quarter on the front end. Dial Me Up sitting the pocket in third. 27 flat opening quarter, our fastest so far of the night, and parked, but looking to try to get past Beach Journey. That's Beauty is Blind. Now landing on the lead, and here comes a big move from PL Rinchenya in line to Jeff Taylor, surging into second outside of new leader Beauty is Blind as they head around the turn. PL Rinchenya head to head and now sticking a neck in front, landing on the lead ahead of Beauty is Blind and reaching the half in 56 and 3. It's been a relay race so far. She's opened up now by 3 lengths. That's PL Rinchenya, and leaving the safety of the pylons to make a first over move now from third. Beach Journey gaining ground into second outside of third place. Beauty is Blind along the pylon, second over now from fourth. The turning point getting involved, following fifth on the inside. Dial Me Up got the shuffle, third over outside of her from second last. Gimme a Corona, and trailing at this point Dakota Shadow 125 and 2 3/4, and it's head to head. PL Rinchenya on the inside and Beach Journey first over, second on the outside and gearing up 3 wide for the stretch drive. The turning point turning onward. It's 3 of them down the stretch. The turning point has had everything go her way. Marie-Claude Auger drawing ahead late. The turning point gets the win. Tight for second. It appears to be Beach Journey over PL Rinchenya. Dial Me Up coming on late, 155 and 3. Quite the stretch drive. Beach Journey didn't get the uninterrupted front end trip that she likes so much. PL Rinchenya turns in a great effort for Jeff Taylor, and the turning point manages to take them on and get the win. 155 and 3 for Marie-Claude Auger. The unofficial top 4 finishers are now shown for race 4. 6, the turning point, a 5-2 winner for Marie-Claude Auger. Finishing second, number 3, Beach Journey. 4, PL Rinchenya, holding on for show at odds of 12-1 in her Rideau debut. And 1, Dial Me Up, was 4th. 6-3-4-1, the unofficial top 4 finishers in race 4. Please hold all tickets. Now coming back to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle, unofficial race 4 winner, number 6, The Turning Point, a 6-year-old brown mare by J.K. Endevanera out of Ty Chris Legacy, owned and trained by Robert Bernicki of Quebec. Bred by Lindar Stables of Indiana with Irv Miller Stable Incorporated of Pennsylvania and Omer Miller of Illinois. The Turning Point, trained by Robert Bernicki, driven to victory by Marie-Claude Auger in 1:55 and 3. Race 4 results are now official. Prices are posted for race 4, number 6, The Turning Point, returning $7.40 to win. The $2.63 exactor pays $36.30. It's $203.35 for the $1 triactor 6-3-4 combination. And that $1 superfecta 6341 returns a generous $721.85. The race 4 rundown is now displayed. Number 1, Dial Me Up, was 4th. 2, Dakota Shadow finished 7th. 3, Beach Journey was 2nd. 4, PL Rinchenia was 3rd. 7-5 favorite number 5, Beauty is Blind, was 5th. 6, The Turning Point, the race winner for Marie-Claude Auger, and 7, Gimme a Corona, finished 6th. From the top down, your program should read 4, 7, 2, 3, 5, 1, 6. The fractions: 27 flat, 56 and 3, 125 and 2, 155 and 3 for the mile by The Turning Point. Moving on now to race 5. with exactor, triactor, superfecta, and late pick 4 wagering. Again, only 2 pick 4s on offer on this card of 8 live races from the nation's capital. We've got some nice trotters here in upcoming race 5. The field is scratched down to 6 trotters. Number 6, Wasting No Time, is scratched. That's a judge's transportation scratch. So unfortunately, my single finished second in the opening leg of the pick 5. My second choice was the race winner, and Glenn Pearson knows how it feels. He also had Beach Journey on top. She did make 2 moves and then was asked again in the stretch. So one to play back and a great debut for PL Rinchenya. Looking at this late pick 4, going 4 deep here in race 5. JM Stella, the 5. The 2, Impressive Dude. Also the 4, Southwind Russian, parked out last time as a top selection for Glenn and myself. And then the 1, Raising Rusty, who won the preferred from the rail for Melanie Plourde this season. So an interesting group of trotters. In race 6, I'm trying another single, this time a Mandy Archer trainee in line to Guy Gagnon. That's the 3, Tamara Seelster. Tamara Hanover, I should say. Tamara Hanover, the 3 in race 6. Race 7, that's our preferred handicap trot feature. I think the 4, Rose Run Why Not, looks good there for Carl Duguay and Pascal Berube. Also using the 5, Emmatown Bud for trainer-driver Pierre Beauvais, and the 3, Tyrone Bowtie for Mike Armstrong and Ryan Guy. Sure to be a competitive field. And then in race 8, going with just 2 trotters here, the 1, Sant'Ambrogio, Carl Duguay listing Pascal Berube again on this wheelin' and dealin' mare. She's 0 for 8 this season, but has been facing tougher recently. Also the 2, CrossFit, who has a claim entered, the Vic Putty trained gelding, in line to Marie-Claude Auger after a win for her on June 2nd at this track. 7:20 for that 20-cent late pick 4 that begins here. As we wait for the post parade to come on track here ahead of race 5, a look at some of the contenders. 7-1 right now on 5. JM Stella, who followed the cover of Southwind Russian into the second turn last Wednesday. It was an eye-catching 3-wide move to pass Southwind Russian on the backstretch. JM Stella settled 4th along the pylons on the final turn and had a second move at the top of the stretch, closing in the field's fastest last quarter of 29 flat. She's overlooked from post 5 here at 8-1. The current favorite, even money favorite from post 2, is Impressive Dude, getting class relief from the Rideau Preferred Handicap. He backed down to 3rd behind front-end winner Our Royal Port and Wish You'd Tell Me last Wednesday. He made a first over move from 3rd at 3/4 and was overtaken in the stretch by multiple closers, but equaled his own 155-1 lifetime mark in his individual clocking. Impressive Dude had a win here April 6th at a lower classification and is in search of his next. The horses are coming on track now for race 5. The race 5 trotters are non-winners of $5,000 in their last 5 starts, with allowances for fillies and mares also eligible. Non-winners of $50,000 lifetime, also eligible. $18,000 claimers, and non-winners of $900 per start in their last 10. The purse is $7,800. Leading the post parade, number 1, Raising Rusty, is owned by a numbered Quebec corporation of Gloucester, Ontario. Stéphane Pouliot trains, Melanie Plourde drives. Current 4 to 5 favorite from post 2, Impressive Dude, is owned by Louis-Philippe Bois of Ontario, who shares ownership with Michel Letarte and Jean Allaire of Quebec. Guy Gagnon trains and drives. 3 is Cadillac, owned by Michel Grenier of Gatineau, Quebec. Trained by Alain Martin, Marie-Claude Auger drives. Four is Southwind Russian, owned by a numbered Quebec corporation of Gloucester, Ontario. Trained and driven by Stéphane Pouliot. 5 is JM Stella, owned by Ferme Canaco Farm, Incorporated of Saint-Bernard-de-la-Colle, Quebec. Trained by Kelly Duval-Lacaille, Sylvain Lacaille drives. 6, Wasting No Time, is a Judge's Scratch Transportation. And completing this field from post 7, Global Money, owned by Nicole Beauvais-Gertner of Apple Hill, Ontario. Trained and driven by Pierre Beauvais. That's your field. Scratch down to 6 trotters for upcoming race 5. There's exactor, triactor, superfecta, and pick 4 wagering. Getting another look at Impressive Dude. Just 1 win this season from 18 starts. And in part, that's because of racing at the preferred handicap level most of this season at Rideau Carleton. The 5-year-old stallion, son of my MVP, definitely looked to belong in the preferred, but just couldn't get that win. He was taking on some tough horses like Emmetown Bud, Son of a Millionaire, and Tyrone Bowtie, most recently our Royal Port winning that class July 2nd. So Impressive Dude getting the class relief here that could help his chances. He's the 3 to 5 favorite. I went deep in this first leg of the late pick 4 because there are some wild card horses in here. 4, Southwind Russian is one of them. He got away behind the rest of the field last Wednesday, but he was advancing 3 wide from 6th on the first turn and then got parked out until he backed down on the backstretch. He tried to relaunch on the final turn, but tired late. He's 9-2 right now from post 4, and the important fact about Southwind Russian is that while he was parked, he didn't put in steps. He was on the trot the whole race, and that has been his trouble last year and this year. He takes himself out of contention sometimes, but a good qualifier, very good on June 29th for the Stéphane Pouliot trained and driven Southwind Russian, post 4 in upcoming race 5. Getting some respect from the rail. 2 to 1 right now. Number 1, Raising Rusty, broke leaving in his most recent start from the Rideau rail, but his only win this year was also from the rail at this track in the April 23rd preferred handicap trot. Raising Rusty jumped it off 4 wide on the first turn last Wednesday, but he caught the field to come first over in front of the grandstand. He was 3rd over from last at the half, 3 wide on the backstretch to chase the advancing JM Stella, and still had the energy for a late move up the inside path before tiring late. That's the one, Raising Rusty, a horse with some back class to him. Just a reminder, this is the beginning of the late pick 4. Only 8 races tonight. So make them count. This is your last chance to play the pick 4 this evening at Rideau Carleton. The starter has called the race 5 Trotters. Number 2, Impressive Dude, continues to reign as 3-5 favorite as the field lines up for race 5, the start of the late pick 4. 1 is Raising Rusty, Melanie Plourde. 2, Impressive Dude, Guy Gagnon, first on the gate. 3 is Cadillac, Marie-Claude Auger. 4, Southwind Russian, Stéphane Pouliot. 5, JM Stella, Sylvain Lacaille. 6, Wasting No Time is a judge's scratch. And on the outside, 7, Global Money for Pierre Beauvais. They're on the turn. Raising Rusty and Southwind Russian are gapping at the moment. Starting gate has turned onto the backstretch. Raising Rusty and Southwind Russian are lining up with their rivals. They're off and trotting. It's a staggered start with Impressive Dude leaving. And now that's Raising Rusty up the inside from Melanie Plourde to the early lead. They're 3 high as JM Stella and Sylvain Lacaille are advancing outside of Impressive Dude, battling to hold on to the pocket. And here's another 3 wide challenger. Southwind Russian and Stéphane Pouliot are coming after Raising Rusty en route to the opening quarter, 28-3. It's a contested opening quarter, and that is Southwind Russian now clearing to the lead for Stéphane Pouliot, opening up by 2 over stablemate Raising Rusty. Then it's back to third for Impressive Dude. Fourth, JM Stella, a gap of about 3 lengths back to fifth for Cadillac, and trailing Global Money. They're settled into single file order, headed to the half, led by the red-hooded Southwind Russian, getting there in 58 seconds flat, and he's keeping ahead of stablemate Raising Rusty, who is tightened up somewhat in the pocket. Then from third, it is Impressive Dude, following from fourth, JM Stella. Here comes Raising Rusty, first over from second. He's outside of Southwind Russian and moving on to claim the lead for Melanie Plourde. He's opening up now by 3. Southwind Russian dropping back. Here comes a first over move from Impressive Dude, who is on the move into second and being asked again, and going 3 wide again. JM Stella out there third at the top of the stretch as they went by 3/4 in 1:26-4, and it's Raising Rusty opening up on the lead and controlling things down the stretch for Melanie Plourde. He's going to get his second seasonal victory. Raising Rusty by about 5 lengths over place finisher JM Stella and Impressive Dude, 1:56-2. Raising Rusty was 50-50 from the inside post. He had 1 break this season and 1 win this season. Now he's got another win from the rail for Melanie Plourde, 1:56-2. Raising Rusty in race 5. The unofficial top 4 order of finish is now displayed for race 5, going off at odds of 5-2. Number 1, Raising Rusty, the race winner for Melanie Plourde. Over 5, JM Stella, closing for place. Then it was 2, Impressive Dude, third as beaten 2-5 favorite. And the 18-1 shot, number 3, Cadillac, completing the superfecta. 1-5-2-3, the unofficial top 4 finishers in race 5. Please hold all tickets. Now coming back to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle for the second time this season. It's unofficial race 5 winner, number 1, Raising Rusty. An 8-year-old bay gelding by Cadabra out of Raising the Bar, owned by a numbered Quebec Corporation of Gloucester, Ontario, bred by Diane Ingham and Harry Rutherford of Mount Pleasant, Ontario. Trained by Stéphane Pouliot. Driven to victory, once again, by Melanie Plourde. Raising Rusty. Lots of back class to him. 156-2 victory here in race 5. That's his 28th lifetime win in start number 173. Congratulations, Raising Rusty. Results are now official for race 5. Prices are now posted for race 5, where number 1, Raising Rusty, returns $7.60 to win. The $2.15 exactor pays $38 and change. The $1 pick 3 ending here, 1-5 with 6 with 1, 3 of 3 pays $31.65 for a dollar. $120.55 for that $1 early pick 4 ending here. 2 with 1-5 with 6 with 1, 4 of 4. 152 triactor, $25.70 for a dollar, and $114.20 for the $1 superfecta. 1-5-2-3 combination. The race 5 rundown is now displayed. 1, Raising Rusty, the race winner for Melanie Plourde. 2 to 5, favorite number 2, Impressive Dude was 3rd. 3, Cadillac, 4th. 4, Southwind Russian finished 6th. 5, JM Stella closed for place. 6, Wasting No Time was a judge's scratch. Transportation. And 7, Global Money finished 5th. From the top down, your program should read 1, 3, 4, 6, 2, scratch 5. The fractions were 28 and 3, 58, 126 and 4, 156 and 2, the victory for Raising Rusty. Race 6 is coming up next here at Rideau Carleton. And the weather, I'm happy to say, has improved since the start of the card. The sun is out. People enjoying barbecue from the snack bar outside at the picnic tables. And in race 6, we're taking a look at the track handicapper selections now. Glenn Pearson going to 5, Love My Rockin' Bird for Vic Putty and Marie-Claude Auger. This one setting the pace and missing by a head on July 6th. A beaten favorite in line to Marie-Claude Auger. Just one win in 25 tries this season for Love My Rockin' Bird. But that was a fast mile, 153 and 3. And he's back here, 9 to 2 right now from post 5. I'm using him in my top 3, but I think there's some mares in this field who can take on the boys, even though it's the first time they've done so in their careers. One of them is the 3, the 8 to 5 current second choice on the tote board. Tamara Hanover, the 4-year-old Artspeak daughter, racing for Mandy Archer and Guy Gagnon, is an 8-time winner from 25 tries this season and has won at Mohawk in 152 and 3. She's been claimed a number of times, and she's had a lot of success here for Guy Gagnon. So I like her chances from post 3. Glenn and I both have number 1, Horizon Sealster, the current even money favorite in the place spot. Trained by Ted McDonald, driven by William Waugh, who had both legs of the early daily double. Horizon Sealster's a top contender here. She was 4th in her most recent start from the rail on July 2nd, but that was sort of a deeper field, even though it was all girls. Margot's Got the Cargo is not a factor here. She's not in the race. So Horizon Sealster getting lots of respect, even money right now in her first try against the boys. The 4-year-old daughter of Better's Delight has 6 wins so far this year in 22 tries. The field is coming towards the track now from the paddock for the race 6 post parade. Here come the Pacers for race 6. They're non-winners of $900 per start in their last 10, with non-winners of a race in their last 10 allowed $100. Also eligible, $15,000 claimers, and also eligible, mares. The purse is $7,800. Leading the post parade, current even money favorite number 1, Horizon Sealster, owned by Julia Ferguson with Lloyd Stone, Coral Bailey, and Sean Vino, all of Ontario. Ted McDonald trains, William Waugh drives. 2 is Hestinator, owned by Desjardins Noro Stable with trainer Marc-André Simoneau, Jean Fontaine, and Huguette Leclerc, all of Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. 3 is Tamara Hanover, owned by Jamie Copley and Kimberly Eaton of Ontario with the Max Webster Stable of Nova Scotia. Mandy Archer trains, Guy Gagnon is in the bike. 4 is Springbridge Gym, owned and trained by Andrew Moore of Osgood, Ontario, who shares ownership with Tommy Godfrey of Charlottetown PEI. Robert Shepherd drives. 5 is Love My Rockin' Bird, owned by Limco Incorporated, Châteauguay, Quebec, trained by Vic Putty. Marie-Claude Auger drives. And completing the field from post 6, May Lose Control, owned by Jamie Copley of Kenmore and Kimberly Eaton of Brockville, Ontario. Mandy Archer trains, Ryan Guy drives. That's your field of 6 for race 6. No changes. Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and late pick 3 wagering. And if you're playing the late pick 3, no changes in races 6 or 7. And in the last leg, race 8, a claim entered on the 2 CrossFit, and the 7, Tricks and Stones, as a judge's scratch injured. We're getting a closer look at number 3, Tamara Hanover, currently 2-1 on the tote board. And she looks like Guy Gagnon's choice over the 6, May Lose Control, the other Mandy Archer trainee here. Tamara Hanover is 2 for 2, together with Guy Gagnon. She took back to single file 4th early last Wednesday and was first over approaching the half, gaining ground into the second position on the final turn. And then Margot's Got the Cargo swept past. This is Tamara Hanover's first start against male pacers. But she looks good out there, and it's very likely she can get the win. She's my best bet here in race 6. Of course, Trip always determines it. And it's actually a mare who's the current favorite, still even money on the 1, Horizon Sealster, who took back to 3rd as Sobel Amber challenged DA Temptation for the early lead here last Wednesday. Horizon Sealster was caught in and shuffled back as Tamara Hanover gained ground outside on the backstretch, and Horizon Sealster finally managed to slip out 3 wide on the turn for home to follow the winner, Margot's Got the Cargo, down the stretch. She's currently co-favorite with Tamara Hanover, both of them 6-5 in the win pool. Another getting respect here is beaten 8-5 favorite number 5, Love My Rockin' Bird, making the quick turnaround. He cleared Duck Dynasty on the first turn Sunday, cut the fractions under pressure from Monty's Gone Marble along the backstretch, and got stung at the wire. Of course, the horse who beat him, Duck Dynasty, is not a part of this field. Love My Rockin' Bird, up in class slightly here, though, for race 6. He's 3-1 right now from post 5. Starter has called the pacers for race 6. It's our final pick 3 sequence of tonight's card, starting here in race 6. The pacers are lining up now. 1 is Horizon Sealster for William Waugh. 2, Hestinator. Pascal Berube already with his nose on the gate. 3 is Tamara Hanover for Guy Gagnon. 4, Springbridge Gym, Robert Shepherd. 5, Love My Rockin' Bird, Marie-Claude Auger. And on the outside, number 6, May Lose Control, Ryan Guy. They're on the turn. Horizon Sealster, a couple of lengths behind the others as the starting gate turns on to the backstretch. They're all in line except Horizon Sealster. Looks like she's timing the gate for William Waugh. They're off and pacing, and Horizon Sealster indeed surging to the early lead. Love My Rockin' Bird on her outside early and up to the bridle in second. 3 wide, May Lose Control is caught wide and looking for room in third along the pylons. Following from 4th, that's Springbridge Gym. Then it's a gap of 3 lengths back to second last for Hestinator, and trailing at this point, Tamara Hanover. They had passed the opening quarter of 27-3, and things are unsettled on the lead. Horizon Sealster out and moving again to circle the temporary leader, Love My Rockin' Bird, who now pockets up behind Horizon Sealster. Underway first over and picking off horses down the stretch the first time. That's Tamara Hanover up into third on the outside. She's just outside of stablemate May Lose Control, who is battling back on the inside. Behind the pocket sitting Love My Rockin' Bird, and leader Horizon Sealster, who reached the halfway point in 57-4, a 30-1 second panel breather for the leader. That's still Horizon Sealster doing good things on the front end. And here comes Tamara Hanover and Guy Gagnon on the outside to challenge. Sitting third, Love My Rockin' Bird with a ground-saving trip along the pylons. Second over now and continuing to advance, but gapping the cover of Tamara Hanover, approaching three-quarters. That is Hestinator, and caught inside. May Lose Control, shuffled the last three wide now. That's Springbridge Gym. They went by three-quarters, 126-1, and a brave Horizon Sealster fighting on as Tamara Hanover continues to advance, and three wide. That's Springbridge Gym coming on up the inside. Love My Rockin' Bird. Love My Rockin' Bird may have stolen it. Horizon Sealster second. It looks like it was Springbridge Gym over Tamara Hanover for third. 154-4, a close finish. Quite the finish in race 6. Horizon Sealster was on the lead, but she was confronted by the pocket sitting Love My Rockin' Bird, moving up the inside path late for Marie-Claude Auger as Tamara Hanover battled against Springbridge Gym for show. It was very tight for the winner and tight again for the show spot there in race 6. Race 6 unofficial results are now displayed. 1, Horizon Sealster gets William Waugh a third driving win of the card at odds of 2-1. Holding off the 5, Love My Rockin' Bird, who was second. Third as beaten favorite. 3, Tamara Hanover edged out 4, Springbridge Gym. So the top 4 unofficial finishers in race 6, 1, 5, 3, 4. Please hold all tickets. Now coming back to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle, unofficial race 6 winner, number 1, Horizon Sealster. 4-year-old bay mare by Better's Delight out of Hope and Faith, owned by Julia Ferguson, Lloyd Stone, Coral Bailey, and Sean Vino, all of Ontario. Bred by Sealster Farms Incorporated, Lucan, Ontario, trained by Ted McDonald. It's a third driving win of the night for William Waugh. And that's win number 7 of the season for Horizon Sealster, getting those well-deserved pats from Julie Ferguson. 154 and 4. Horizon Sealster holding off Love My Rockin' Bird, beating the boys and another good girl in her first start against mixed company, Horizon Sealster. Race 6 results are now official. Prices are posted for race 6. Number 1, Horizon Sealster returns $6.70 to win. The $2 1.5 exactor pays $13. It's $23.60 for the 153 $1 triactor and $74.25 for the $1 superfecta 1534 combination. The race 6 rundown is now displayed. 1, Horizon Sealster, the race winner for William Waugh. 2, Hestinator finished 6th. 3, Tamara Hanover was 3rd as beaten 4-5 favorite. 4, Springbridge Jim closed well for 4th. 5, Love My Rockin' Bird, a very close 2nd. And 6, May Lose Control finished 5th. From the top down, your program should read 163425. The fractions, 27 and 3, 57 and 4, 126 and 1, 154 and 4, the winning mile for Horizon Sealster. Race 7 is coming up next. It's our Wednesday feature, the preferred handicap trot. It's a field of 5, but a deep field of 5. And Glenn Pearson going with number 5, Emmatown Bud for trainer-driver Pierre Beauvais, a 6-time winner from 13 starts this season. Having a great year, this horse. He was 2nd to our Royal Port in the July 2nd preferred handicap, and he's got the outside post here. He's 4-5 right now, Emmatown Bud. I'm going to try number 4, Rose Run Why Not? Why not? The lone mare in the field has won just one race this season. It was at Rideau Carleton at a slightly lower level on June 18th for Pascal Berube back in the bike here. She has hit the board in both recent preferred handicaps where she was entered. finishing second and then third. So she belongs at this class. She's 24-1 right now. Hard to believe. An 8-time winner last season. Rose Run, Why Not? I'm using Emmatown Bud, the current 3-5 favorite, second in my ticket. Glenn likes the 3, Tyrone Bowtie, for his place horse here. And then he's going to the 2, the Can-Am Banker, who wired from post 8 at a lower classification here July 2nd. That's Glenn's show horse, the 2. And then he's using the mare, number 4, Rose Run, Why Not, 4th in his superfecta. I've got Tyrone Bowtie 3rd and the Can-Am Banker 4th. There's no changes in race 7. Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and late daily double wagering. If you're playing the late daily double, I'll mention again a couple of changes in race 8. 7, Tricks and Stones, a judge's scratch injured, and a claim entered on number 2, CrossFit, in race 8. This is a competitive field, and all the wagering action right now seems to be directed at number 1, Stomper Tom, the Mike Armstrong trainee, a good second to the Can-Am Banker, July 2nd, and now starting for Robert Shepard as Ryan Guy is driving stablemate number 3, Tyrone Bowtie, also from the Mike Armstrong stable, a 4-time winner this season who's had some success at the preferred handicap level, overlooked right now at 15-1. Might be worth boxing your tickets here, whether we're talking Exactor, Triactor, or Superfecta, because those long odds on some serious players in this 5-horse field can't be ignored. Here come the trotters for our Wednesday night feature, the Race 7 Preferred Handicap Trot, with a purse of $10,000 and no changes. Leading the post parade, number 1, Stomper Tom, owned by Wade and Philippe Toussaint of Cardinal, Ontario, trained by Mike Armstrong. Robert Shepard drives. Two is the Can-Am Banker, owned by Investissement KFB, Sorel Tracy, Quebec, as well as trainer Carl Duguay of Trois-Rivières, Quebec. William Waugh drives. 3 is Tyrone Bowtie, owned by Rachel Burns with Wade and Philippe Toussaint of Cardinal, Ontario. Mike Armstrong trains and Ryan Guy drives. Four is Rose Run, Why Not, owned by Investissement KFB, Sorel Tracy, Quebec, with trainer Carl Duguay of Trois-Rivières. Pascal Berube drives. And completing the field from post 5, it's current 3-5 favorite Emmatown Bud, owned by Nicole Beauvais-Gertner of Apple Hill, Ontario, trained and driven by Pierre Beauvais. That's your field of 5 preferred trotters for upcoming Race 7, Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and late daily double wagering. getting a good look at the current 3-5 favorite, number 5, Emmatown Bud. He was first over on the first turn before settling fourth behind leader Our Royal Port at the quarter pole in his most recent preferred start here. Emmatown Bud chased the cover of Impressive Dude on the final turn and got caught behind that stalling rival in the stretch before shaking loose. He closed in the field's co-fastest last quarter of 29 and 1. That's a 5, Emmatown Bud. He's one of the top contenders in this field. 1-9 right now. Lots of optimism for his chances. Glenn Pearson definitely agrees with that estimation. He's got Emmatown Bud on top of his ticket. I'm going to try to beat Emmatown Bud and Glenn here. I think the 4 Rose Run Why Not has been very good at this level. In her last 2 tries for Pascal Berube, she was covered up near last on the first turn of last Wednesday's Rideau Preferred Handicap. Rose Run Why Not came first over from 5th on the second turn, flushing out Emmatown Bud. Both of them returned to the pylons on the backstretch, Emmatown Bud and Rose Run Why Not. The mare gained ground on the final turn inside of rivals and had a second move up the inside path late. She was edged out for place in the fastest mile of her life. She was edged out for place by Emmatown Bud, and she trotted an individual 1:55 flat mile. Rose Run Why Not? 9-1 right now from post 4. The 3 Tyrone Bowtie looks like Ryan Guy's possible choice over stablemate Stomper Tom. Tyrone Bowtie was briefly parked before Emmatown Bud on the first turn. Tyrone Bowtie retreated to last before the quarter in his most recent start last Wednesday. He tipped first over on the backstretch and 3 wide on the final turn, closing widest of all in the co-fastest last quarter of 29 and 1. That's a 3 Tyrone Bowtie, 6-1 here. Getting a little bit of attention out there. On track right now is number 2, the Can-Am Banker. Not sure if it's an equipment adjustment or just a little guidance to get ready to go behind the gate. The Can-Am Banker did manage to overcome post 8 to cross over and wire at a lower classification here last Wednesday, holding off Stomper Tom down the stretch. The Can-Am Banker up in class here, but with significant post relief. He's got post 2, and he's 10-1 in the upcoming Preferred Handicap Trot. The starter has called the field for race 7. This is your last opportunity to play the late double. Continued 1-9 support for number 5, Emmatown Bud, as the preferred trotters line up behind the gate for race 7, second last of tonight's card. From the inside out there, the 1, Stomper Tom for Robert Champard. 2, the Can-Am Banker, William Waugh. 3, Tyrone Bowtie, Ryan Guy. 4, Rose Run Why Not, Pascal Berube. And 5, Emmatown Bud, Pierre Beauvais. Starting gate is on the turn with the inside 3 trotters all making up ground. They're lining up now to go alongside Rose Run Why Not and Emmatown Bud. Starting gate is on the backstretch and they're lined up. They're off and trotting, and they're leaving like a team. They're all leaving in tonight's preferred handicap. It's the Can-Am Banker who's sticking a nose in front briefly, but Emmatown Bud is out there and matching strides with him on the first turn. Stomper Tom moving up third on the inside, backpedaling to single file fourth. Tyrone Bowtie, and sitting out the whole thing, that's Rose Run Why Not, trailing to a 26-3 opening quarter, and now opening up on the lead at 15-1. That's a Can-Am Banker sprinting down the stretch for William Waugh by 5 lengths now over next closest Emmatown Bud. 3 lengths behind that one in third, Stomper Tom, closely followed by Tyrone Bowtie, still trailing Rose Run Why Not. They're headed around the turn to the half, and the Can-Am Banker is on the lead, 55-1 to the half. He's out there maintaining a 4-length margin over next closest Emmatown Bud, who's eating into that margin. Now first over from third, Tyrone Bowtie underway. Caught in fourth, Stomper Tom. Second over from last, that's Rose Run Why Not. As the field continues on to 3/4, the lead of the Can-Am Banker has shrunken down to nothing, and he's facing first over pressure from Tyrone Bowtie up into second outside of him. Second over, moving into third outside of Emmatown Bud. That's Rose Run Why Not, 124 4 3/4. They're gearing up for the stretch drive. The Can-Am Banker has been put away by Tyrone Bowtie. Charging after that one down the stretch, Rose Run Why Not has trailed off Tyrone Bowtie. Going to win by about 4 open lengths. Rose Run Why Not resurgent for place ahead of the Can-Am Banker and Emmatown Bud, 155 flat. Tyrone Bowtie, the apparent choice of Ryan Guy, and the preferred handicap trot, manages to get another win at this level, 155 flat by open lengths over a hard-charging Rose Run Why Not, coming on for place in this 155 flat mile. That's Tyrone Bowtie's 5th seasonal victory. Now returning to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle, unofficial race 7 winner, number 3, Tyrone Bowtie. He's a 5-year-old bay gelding by looks like a Chippendale out of Risk Seeker, owned by Rachel Burns, Wade and Philippe Toussaint, all of Cardinal, Ontario. Bred by Cynthia Graham and William Wolfrey of Ontario, trained by Mike Armstrong, driven to victory by Ryan Guy. Tyrone Bowtie, 155 flat, and he deserves that applause. Give him another hand. Tyrone Bowtie, a nice smile in the preferred, our top class of the night. The unofficial top 4 order of finish is now displayed for race 7 at odds of 5-1. Number 3, Tyrone Bowtie, a 5-1 winner for Ryan Guy. Over 4, Rose Run Why Not, charging for place at odds of 8-1. 2, the Can-Am Banker held on for show at odds of 15-1, and the 1-9 favorite, number 5, Emmetown Bud, finished 4th. 3, 4, 2, 5, the unofficial top 4 order of finish in race 7. Please hold all tickets. Race 7 results are now official. Prices are now posted for race 7, where number 3, Tyrone Bowtie, returns $12.40 to win. The $2 3-4 exactor pays $48.90. It's $91.10 if you had the $1 triactor 3-4-2 combination, and the $1 superfecta 3-4-2-5 returns $203.90. The rundown is now displayed for race 7. 1, Stomper Tom finished 5th. 2, the Can-Am Banker held on for show. 3, Tyrone Bowtie was a open length winner for Ryan Guy. 4, Rose Run Why Not closed for place. 1-9 favorite number 5, Emmetown Bud, was 4th. From the top down, your program should read 5-3-1-2-4. The fractions 26-3, 55-1, 124-4, 155 flat. The victory for Tyrone Bowtie. Just one more race left this evening at Rideau Carleton. Thanks again to the horse players and fans joining us online at the OTB or on track tonight. Race 8 coming up. On the trot with exactor, triactor, and high five wagering. There is a scratch of number 7, Tricks and Stones. A judge's scratch injured and a claim entered on 2. The current even money favorite, CrossFit. That's Glenn Pearson's top selection here. And my top choice was originally number 7, Tricks and Stones, unfortunately scratched due to injury. So I'm torn between number 2, CrossFit, a winner at this level for Marie-Claude Auger and Vic Putty on July 2nd, and the class dropping number 1, Sant'Ambrogio, 12-1 right now, coming in from Hippodrome 3R. She was in much deeper in this $25,000 Quebec-bred 4-year-old and up series for trotting mares on July 6th. So a bit of a quick turnaround as well, and back in line to Pascal Berube. So this 5-year-old daughter of Wheelin' and Dealin' has rail advantage here. Over 8 this season, but she's not facing the likes of MBP's daughter and Cleomax Duhara here. Sant'Ambrogio, 12-1. Glenn's second choice is number 3, Final Text. I'm using this one third. I was a little bit disappointed after back-to-back efforts on the front end for Guy Gagnon. Final Text getting edged out late by CrossFit on both occasions. And then Glenn and I are both going with the 5 to complete our top 4. That's Synergy S, the 5-year-old gelded son of Val Torres. Just a one-time winner this season. It was at Rideau Carleton, however, and he's back again. So 17-1. He could enrich the triactor and high five. I don't know that he wins it, but I believe him to be part of the high five here. That's the 5, Synergy S. The reason why top 4 selections are displayed for Glenn and myself, we were both using number 7, Tricks and Stones. Unfortunately scratched. So there is high five wagering in addition to exactor and triactor wagering offered here in race 8. As we wait for the post parade to come on track for the Robbie D'Alessandro Trot, another reminder that Saturday night, July 12th, Meadowlands Pace final is available in the Rideau Carleton Simulcast Lounge. And Tammy Forgey's free-to-play, on-track only handicapping contest was hit last Saturday night. So they're starting again with a $100 jackpot this Saturday, July 12th. You must be on track to enter and to collect your winnings if you are the lucky handicapper. And then on Sunday, July 13th, our amateur race calling competition. Rolling back into town, last year's champion, Sebastian Turenne, who I understand is being referred to as a world champion amateur race caller. He's back to defend his crown, and it should be another exciting competition. So join us on Sunday, July 13th, 6:30 p.m., our regular post time. More great racing from the nation's capital and some unfamiliar voices, including a member of our driver colony. The race 8 trotters are coming from the paddock to the track. For the post parade, continued even money support for number 2 CrossFit with a claim entered. Here comes the race 8 post parade. These trotters are non-winners of $2,250 in their last 5 starts. Also eligible $12,000 claimers. They race for a purse of $6,000. Leading the post parade, number 1, Saint-Ambrogio, owned by Investissement KFB, Sorel Tracy, Quebec. Shares ownership with trainer Carl Duguay of Trois-Rivières. Pascal Berube drives. There will be no claim on the 2 CrossFit. Now parading the 4-5 favorite, no claim on number 2 CrossFit, owned by Gordon McDonald of Ontario. Christopher Boland, Newfoundland. Trainer Vic Putty. Driver Marie-Claude Auger. No claim on the 2 CrossFit. 3 is Final Text, owned by Jamie Copley of Kenmore, Ontario. Mandy Archer trains. Guy Gagnon is in the bike. 4, The Magic of Life, races without Lasix for owner-trainer Danielle Duluth of Saint-Martin, Quebec. He shares ownership with Christine Davignon of Saint-Martin. Pierre Beauvais drives. 5 is Synergy S, owned by driver Sylvain Lacaille of Saint-Paul-de-Joliette, Quebec. Kelly Duval-Lacaille trains. 6 is Hatikva, owned by Michael Sergi of Canton, New York, who shares ownership with a numbered Quebec corporation of Gloucester, Ontario. Stéphane Pouliot trains and drives. 7, Tricks and Stones is a judge's scratch, injured. And 8 is Mask of Zorro, owned and trained by Benoit Hibert of Papineauville, Quebec. He shares ownership with Eric Lafleur of L'Ange Gardienne, Quebec. Robert Shepard drives. That's your field of 7 trotters for upcoming race 8, the Robbie D'Alessandro trot with exactor, triactor, and super high 5 wagering. It's our last race tonight. Let's make it count. We're looking at the current even money favorite, number 2 CrossFit. There was a claim originally entered on this horse, and I've been informed by the AGCO judges it has been canceled. So 9-year-old CrossFit, a horse with some back class. He's made almost $500,000 lifetime. He has 4 wins this season from 13 starts, the most recent on July 2nd for Marie-Claude Auger. Back in the bike here on the Vic Putty trainee CrossFit. Another contender here, overlooked from the rail at odds of 10-1. Saint-Ambrogio left aggressively Sunday in a $25,000 purse Série Québécoise final at Hippodrome 3R. She opened up on the front end when challenger La Bromontoise broke stride, but then Sant'Ambrogio was circled by the pocket-sitting MVP's daughter before the second turn. She parked the first over Clio Max du Haras on the final turn and held on for show well behind that top pair. Pascal Berube back in the bike behind number 1 Sant'Ambrogio. Number 2, CrossFit overtook the pace setter Final Text late for a well-timed Wednesday win last week. This is a bigger, tougher field. 4-5 favorite. That's a 2. CrossFit, possibly vulnerable here. Number 3, Final Text is a front-end loving mare and a beaten 2-5 favorite. She was vulnerable late in both of her Rideau starts for Guy Gagnon since coming up from the Maritimes. 8-5 right now on the 3, Final Text. 16-1 on number 5, Synergy S, who broke stride when his Murphy blind broke last Wednesday. As mentioned, he has won 2025 victory. It was at this track on April 30th when he wired a less experienced field for driver Marie-Claude Auger, who is now driving the 2 CrossFit. Looks like some quick equipment adjustments happening. The 3, Final Text. Starter has called the field. The Trotters are lining up for race 8, last of the night. Thanks for the wagering support to all the Rideau horse players. 1 is Sant'Ambrogio, Pascal Berube. 2, CrossFit, Marie-Claude Auger. 3, Final Text, Guy Gagnon. 4, The Magic of Life, Pierre Beauvais. 5, Synergy S, Sylvain Lacaille. 6, Hatikva, Stéphane Pouliot. 7, Tricks and Stones is scratched. And on the outside, 8, Mask of Zorro for Robert Shepard. They're lined up and headed onto the backstretch. Last to line up is the 2 CrossFit. He's a little behind the others. Looks like we may have a recall here in race 8. There is a recall. The AGCO judges have just informed me that the recall is caused by a broken overcheck on number 3, Final Text. Wagering remains open on race 8. A broken overcheck on number 3, Final Text, causing the recall. Guy Gagnon taking her back to have that broken equipment situation resolved. The 3 final text is getting that equipment repair on the track, not returning to the paddock. And now she's sent on her way. That's the 3 final text in front of the grandstand and returning to go behind the gate after the broken equipment caused a recall. Wagering remains open. Race 8 is our last race of the night. Like to say hello to a friend in Prince Edward Island, Jeff Lilly. Thanks for tuning in. Nice to hear from you. Jeff races horses in Ontario and the Maritimes. An owner, breeder, trainer, and driver. He can do it all. Starter has called the field once again for race 8. Getting a little guidance. That's the 4, the Magic of Life, being turned and sent on his way. Trotters are assembling once again. Take 2, race 8. 1 is Sant Ambrosio, 2 CrossFit, 3 Final Text, 4 The Magic of Life, 5 Synergy S, 6 Hatikva, 7 Tricks and Stones, Scratched, and 8 The Mask of Zorro for Robert Shepard on the outside. They're on the turn, all in line, except CrossFit. Timing the gate from Marie-Claude Auger. Starting gate is on the backstretch. They're approaching the start. They're off and trotting. The outside 3, left behind slightly as Sant Ambrosio moves to the early lead under pressure from Final Text on the outside. Gapping in 3rd early, that is CrossFit, following single file 4th, The Magic of Life, and then from 5th, that is Mask of Zorro. The last 2 are Synergy S and Hatikva. Up front, an early battle appears to be settled as the field reaches the opening quarter of 27-3. That's Sant'Ambrogio and Pascal Berube leading the way down the stretch the first time in the pocket. Final Text following from a closer third. That's CrossFit. Then in fourth, The Magic of Life. Fifth, Mask of Zorro. Sixth, moving up the inside, Synergy S. And second over from the back of the field now, Hatikva has stepped out to follow the cover of Mask of Zorro into the second turn. They're still led by Sant'Ambrogio, getting to the halfway station in 59 flat. And now she's under pressure again from Final Text and Guy Gagnon, matching strides and sticking ahead in front on the backstretch. Following that, from second over, CrossFit is underway again from third and battling second over into fourth, Mask of Zorro outside of The Magic of Life. New leader Final Text has opened up by a couple on the front end, having put away Sant'Ambrogio. And here comes CrossFit as they went by three quarters, 1:26 and 4. Final Text and Guy Gagnon leading at the top of the stretch. CrossFit is coming on late, as is another challenger. That's a late move from The Magic of Life up into third, followed by Synergy S. But it's going to be Final Text getting that first Rideau victory, possibly CrossFit making a race of it right to the wire. 1:57.3. We'll wait for the photo there. CrossFit may have caught Final Text once again. Looked like The Magic of Life may have got show there in race 8. A close decision here in our last of the night. Final Text on the lead, and CrossFit eating into that lead with every step down the stretch. Very tight at the wire. Looks like CrossFit went past. It's just a question of on the wire or slightly past the wire in this 1:57.3 mile. The Magic of Life, a good show finish there ahead of Synergy S, up for fourth. And there we go, the unofficial top 5 finishers in race 8. Co-favorites, both going off at even money odds. Number 2, CrossFit, gets that victory for Marie-Claude Auger. Over the 3, Final Text, a close second. 4, The Magic of Life, an impressive trip there. Getting up for show ahead of the 5, Synergy S, and 8, Mask of Zorro, completing the super high 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, the unofficial top 5 order of finish for race 8. Please hold all tickets. Coming back to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle once again. Unofficial Race 8 winner, number 2, CrossFit, a 9-year-old bay gelding by Donato Hanover out of Muscle Test, owned by Gordon MacDonald of Ontario with Christopher Boland of Newfoundland, bred by Jason Allen and Douglas Allen and Concord Stud Farm LLC of New Jersey, trained by Vic Putty. That's another driving victory for Marie-Claude Auger and win number 5 of the season for CrossFit. 157-3. Getting his well-deserved pats. The Smileys take good care of CrossFit, and he loves to win. Race 8 has gone official. Prices are now posted for Race 8, where number 2 CrossFit returns $4.30 to win. The $2 2-3 exactor pays $7.10. It's $35.40 for the $1 triactor 2-3-4 combination. $1 pick 3, 1-3-2, 3 of 3 pays $61.15, $282 even if you had the $1 pick 4, 4 of 4, 1 with 3 with 2, 5 of 5 in the pick $5 ticket paying $1,370. 20-cent super high 5 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 returns $61.29. $2 double, 3-2 combination we'll get back to after the replay. The Race 8 rundown is now displayed. 1 Sant'Ambrogio ended up 6th. Even money co-favorite number 2 CrossFit, the race winner for Marie-Claude Auger. Co-favorite number 3 Final Text, a close second. 4 The Magic of Life closed for show at odds of 23-1. 5 Synergy S was 4th. 6 Hatikva, 7th, 7, Tricks and Stones, a judge's scratch, injured, and 8, Mask of Zorro, finished 5th. From the top down, your program should read 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, scratch, 5. that concludes tonight's live races here at Rideau Carleton. Thanks again for joining us. Tonight's handle, $101,702. Just a few stats. The daily double, late daily double, $2 ticket, 3-2. Return $25.50. That $2 late daily double. And also, I didn't have the fractions for race 8. Here they are now. Opening quarter, 27-3, half, 59 flat. 126-4 at 3/4, 157-3 the win for CrossFit. So thanks again to those who played along, and we hope you can join us again on our next live race date coming up on Sunday, July 13th, 6:30 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your evening and week. I'm Melissa Keith, track announcer. Good night.